Hello, welcome to the video. This is going to be a bit more chilled, a bit more laid back, less edited, a bit more cut back. My whole idea with this video is that I'm making this as just a way for me to look back and see what I did this year in 2024. Because I did quite a lot this year. I worked on 10 different game projects. Of those 10, 6 of them were fully finished, came into fruition, and were released, which is pretty cool. And I want to talk about them. I want to talk about some other stuff that I did this year, game dev related and non-game dev related. So, you know, sit down, take a seat. It's going to be a nice slow video. Yeah. The very first thing that I started off doing the year was doing a little bit of pixel art, doing some commissions for a game, which I have no idea if it's going to be released. I have no idea if my pixel art is even going to be used for the game because I'm not working with the person anymore, but it was some great experience. I made some pretty cool pixel art. I'm happy with it. Who knows what's going to come of it? Probably nothing, but there you go. So, the first game that I worked on this year was Boing Froggo, which is a game that I had already released. It's a game that me and my partner made. We released it onto Google Play. It's a little game about a frog jumping around. You can see it. It's happening behind me right now. And I wanted to go back to that and make it good. Because it's very basic. And I wanted to take it and I wanted to finish it. And I did that for like a month and then just gave up, basically. And that's the start to the year. But it gets better. It gets better. The year is like a slow, like a little uptrend. So bear with me. But that's where I started. I wanted to make the game like very in-depth, like have a level editor, have like online functionality in some sense, so you could kind of like share your levels, maybe share your times with friends, that sort of thing. Whole idea being that you climb up as high as you can or as far as you can. I don't fully know. I didn't have it fully figured out yet. And that was kind of why I abandoned the project. I didn't plan it and it just kind of flopped. Which is okay. Failure is part of the process. The second game, or the second thing that I worked on, is kind of not really a game, was this project that I had called Escher. And the idea for Escher actually came because I kept seeing a bunch of Flipnote animations on Twitter. And I was like, damn, this is so cool. Like you have this software which creates limitations for the artists. And then the art being created it's so obviously it's made in that software, but at the same time it's so unique because it's made in that software. And I was like, well, I consider myself somewhat of an artist. What if, you know, I just made my own art software? How hard could it be, right? How hard could it be to make my own art animation software? The answer is it's pretty hard. Who would have thought? Otherwise, I feel like there would be loads of people doing it. But this was a really interesting project for me because, like, I hadn't really drawn a lot, like, the year before. 2023, I don't know. Someone wasn't there with art. I just wasn't enjoying it. And, like, this was a thing to basically be like, oh, I'm excited to do art. Like, I'm excited to draw something in my own software, you know? And even though I didn't like finish it, even though Escher is just, I mean, you can see the sort of stuff that I made with it. Even though I didn't finish it, I think it was a cool project. I'm gonna say that a lot. It was a cool project, and I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it. I thought it was pretty cool though. But that was project 2. That was project 2 of the year. Project number 3. Project number 3 was for the Monkey Jam, hosted by CDogVA, and for this I actually teamed up with a friend of mine who is an artist. We have done like a few other little projects together before. I would help him out doing some backgrounds for his animations, and I decided, I was like, hey, this year, big part I want to do is work with other people, like work with other developers, because game development, especially when you're like a solo indie dev, it can be pretty isolating. Like, you're just sat there, just like coding away, maybe arting away, whatever you're doing. You're not seeing other people, and that's kind of lame. So this year, a big focus for me was doing stuff with other people. And that was what I did. I reached out to like a bunch of my friends this year, and we did a bunch of game jams with different people. It was really cool. It was very fun. So for this jam, we made Desert Dash. It's basically like bike building simulator. So bike building mixed with freerider, and it was pretty sick. I got to see Connor play it on stream.
Let's make a penny farthing. It's just basically apes together strong. No, I just love how they don't move. They just stand there. They're like, yes, our mission is to pedal. I think the tandem bike is clearly the way forward. Can I make like a monstrosity? There we go. There we go. Okay. I figured it out. I figured it out, boys. Let's go.
That was pretty awesome. I stayed up till like 3 in the morning, even though I had work like at 6 a.m. the next day. But it was good. It was really good. And yeah, it was just fun. It was fun to work with a friend. So yeah. Hidoko, thank you for working with me on that. It was very cool. Very cool indeed. Honestly, I can't remember the order that I did all of the game jams in, and really, I can't be bothered to look it up. I want to get this video out. It's almost the end of the year. I don't have a lot of time. It's currently the 29th today, okay? We're running short on time here. So, the 2 games that I made for Ludum Dores were Overtime and Tokokyo. And these were both really cool because I got to do a bunch of pixel art, which was very fun. Like I was saying before, I haven't really done a lot of art recently, especially like personal art for myself or whatever. So doing stuff where I'm kind of forced to do it because I'm doing it with other people was really nice. It kind of like got the gears turning a little bit. It was really good. It was really good, and I'm really happy with the stuff that I made. I think I kind of really hit my groove with pixel art. I feel like I'm now able to like pretty reliably make pixel art that like is a certain quality and it's like kind of good. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think both of these games turned out super sick. Both of these games were made in my friend Alex's custom game engine, which is like crazy. It reads sprite files and then chucks those into the game, which is very cool. It was very fun to work with. You just drag and drop sprite files instead of like exploring every single frame of the animation. It was very nice. It was very fun to work with. And it was very cool. I think the games, I mean, they were made in a custom engine over the course of a weekend. So they're not incredible, but they're pretty great. They're pretty good for what they are, you know? I also worked with my friend Ryan, who did the audio for both of those. I even did some, I don't know if you could call it singing, but I did something for Tokokyo. This is me shouting Tokokyo. Yep, that was me. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, next game jam, Rise the Dead. In this jam, it was another one where I just did art, which was nice. It was pretty fun. I enjoy doing both. I enjoy doing the programming, and I enjoy doing art. And it's nice to have like alternating, like do a game jam with art, do a game jam where I do programming. So it keeps it fresh, you know? Keeps it fresh. Rise the Dead was very interesting because this is probably the biggest team I've ever worked on. We had 2 artists, a sound person, 2 programmers, and a designer, which is crazy. Huge team, some might say. And Rise the Dead was very interesting because there was a lot of drama surrounding this one, okay? Basically, my friend Alex set up a bunch of stuff at the start of the project. And then the other programmer was like, this stuff is very confusing. I'm not fully sure how to use it. So he was like, I can't use this. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to, you know, just do something else with it. And what that led to down the line was me signing a Popeyes 5 minutes before the deadline, celebrating like, hell yeah, I just made a game. The other guy is going to submit it. It's going to be great. ThatOneUnityDev, he's going to submit it. It's going to be awesome. And he's calling me like, hey, you got to submit the game. You got to submit the game. I can't submit the game. You have to do it. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell? I'm in Popeyes. How am I going to do that? Thankfully, I could submit it from my phone. But goddamn, I was sweating. I was sweating up a storm in that Popeyes. Oh my god. But the game turned out really cool. I was really happy with this one because I spent a lot of time making the cutscene art. I even implemented them, which was pretty fun. And I was really like pushing the perspective, doing some like kind of cool stuff with it. I think they turned out pretty nice. I think if you look at these artworks, I'm really happy with them. It was like very experimental, pushing myself out of my comfort zone. I think it paid off. I think it's pretty nice, you know? Okay, so the next jam is probably the one that I'm proudest of. I think this one turned out amazing. For this jam, I was working with my friend Ryan, and I was working with my partner Kim, and it was really good. Basically, I decided, instead of doing anything experimental or crazy, all I'm gonna do is like the bare minimum, and then just try and implement as much of their stuff in the best way that I can. This is for the mashup game jam, and it's a bit of a smaller jam, so we were thinking like, you know, we could maybe win this thing, who knows? And we didn't. We came 4th overall. 4th. However, we came 1st in art and 1st in audio. And I can't take credit for that because I didn't do either of those things. Kim did the art, Ryan did the audio. However, I am gonna, you know, give myself a little pat on the back because I spent as much time as possible trying to get their stuff to look and sound good. So, no trying to do any like super complex mechanics or anything like that. It's basically just a very simple walking sim. But I was like, I just want this game to be super, super polished. And I think it turned out pretty polished. There are a few bugs here and there. But you know, overall, it's a pretty polished experience. And another really cool thing that came from this game is some random guy decided to put it on speedrun.com. And he speedran it. And then at that point, I was like, hey, I'm going to try and get some more people to speedrun the game. So that was what I did. And I think in total, we got like 5 speedruns, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's cool. That's so cool. Did a little competition in the Discord, on my stream. It was really fun. I really enjoyed seeing everybody speedrun the game. If you speedrun, come along there. You're very cool. Thank you. Thank you so much, honestly. It was very cool. Alright, the final game jam game. Tempest Trouble. I worked on this game with, again, Ryan doing the audio, and my friend Teko, who did the art. And this one was pretty cool because it was 3D. I decided to go a bit more experimental with learning new things. So you play as a little boat, and you're on water. And for this one, I was like, I'm gonna simulate the whole buoyancy system using shaders and shit. And it was very complicated, and that took a bunch of time. Also with this jam, which was not ideal, was we had an idea for about 2 or 3 days, and then we decided, hey, let's scrap that idea and do this completely different boat idea. So I'd already started making something, we'd all already started doing stuff for this idea, and then we just had to scrap it and start something else. So this game, it works, it's playable, I still think it's pretty cool, but it's nowhere near as polished as any of us wanted it to be, just because we wasted a bunch of the game jam coming up with another idea that we didn't use. But it was very cool. I had a fun time working on this one. It was nice to do something in 3D. Yeah, it was cool. I like boats too. Boats and water, very fun. Very cool. Alright, and the final, like, real game dev project, I guess, was Bug Ball, which I have been working on throughout the course of the year. You might have seen a devlog or two. I've made a load of progress on it. Absolutely loads of progress. Also, on top of that, you guys have played it a bunch, which is really, really cool. It's been really fun to get feedback on what's fun, what's not fun. When you find bugs, which there's a lot of, it's called Bug Ball. Not just because the characters are bugs, but because stuff breaks all the time, which is fun. Yeah, another thing to do with Bug Ball, which I'm very, very happy about, is I started streaming this year. Way back, like 2 or 3 years ago, something like that, I used to stream on Twitch, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed streaming on Twitch, but life happened, streaming became very difficult, and I hadn't done it since, basically. And this was the first year where I kind of felt like, oh, things are a little bit settled. Maybe I can get back into streaming. And I did, and it was super fun. I've been doing streams for a while, and it's been really fun to just, like, get to know you guys a little bit, do little games, little challenges on stream. We've been playing a bunch of Bug Ball, which has been really cool. The Steam Remote Play has been surprisingly good, considering that I'm streaming at the same time as joining someone's remote play game session. It's pretty great. And I'm really looking forward to next year of doing more streaming. I'm planning to slowly try and transition to streaming on Twitch again, like I used to do back in the day. So hopefully I will see you there, Wednesday to Saturday. That's the plan. There you go. So yeah, the progress for Froggo was kind of crazy. I'm going to take a, video. There's going to be one maybe here, another one here, something like that. I'm not sure yet. Showing the difference of what the game looked like at the start of the year, what it looks like now. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of progress, and I'm very happy with that. I think the reason I was able to make so much progress is because of the amount of game jams I did. Having those game jams throughout the year, splitting up when I was working on Bug helped so much, so much. If you're tired of your main project, do a game jam. It'll just refresh you. You'll get to this point about 75% through the game jam where you're there like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish. Oh, this is so stressful. I just want to go back to my main project. And then guess what? You finish the game jam and then you go back to your main project and you got so much motivation and energy. It's crazy. It's super helpful. So yeah, that's the end of the recap. 2024, pretty good year. I'd say no major whoa, this game went crazy, or I did a bunch of growth on YouTube or anything. However, it was good. It was good. It was slow, steady, incremental progress, which felt very good. Bunch of progress on my main project, worked with a bunch of cool friends, create a bunch of mini projects. I'm looking forward to next year. Hopefully I can carry this momentum forwards, and next year will be a good year. Thank you everyone who has supported me this year. You're awesome. If you're just tuning into this video, you're still awesome too. I will see you in 2025.